This is the STAR Biology May 2018 released test. Biology. Directions. Read each question carefully. Determine the best answer to the question from the 4 answer choices provided. Then fill in the answer on your answer document. Number 1. The results shown in the picture were obtained using a technique known as gel electrophoresis. This technique separates mixtures of DNA. In the picture, 9 different samples of DNA are compared. Gel electrophoresis can be used to A. Determine the differences in ages of a set of people. B. Identify how closely 2 individuals are related. C. Determine how effective certain medications are. D. Identify different blood types. Stop the recording and select your answer. Then begin the recording again. Number 2. The diagram illustrates the activity of vesicles during a cellular process. Looking at the illustration, vesicle activities in a cell: Golgi apparatus, vesicles, cytosol, plasma membrane. Which statement best explains the function of the vesicles? F. Delivering packaged materials to the Golgi apparatus for protein synthesis. G. Exchanging genetic information between the Golgi apparatuses of separate cells. H. Extracting portions of the Golgi apparatus to be regenerated for growth within the cell. J. Transporting packaged molecules from the Golgi apparatus to be released out of the cell. Select your answer. Stop the recording. When you are ready, begin the recording again. Number 3. The graphs show the reaction rate for an enzyme across a range of temperatures and pH. Rate of reaction, temperature, rate of reaction, pH. This chart is titled Enzyme Reaction Rates. Based on these data, this enzyme functions best at what temperature and pH? A. Temperature of 27 degrees centigrade and a pH of 4. B. Temperature of 37 degrees Celsius is the same as centigrade and a pH of 6. C. A temperature of 40 degrees Celsius and a pH of 8. D. A temperature of 50 degrees Celsius and a pH of 10. Stop the recording, select your answer, then start the recording again. Number 4. The Indian leaf butterfly has traits that allow it to resemble a leaf. The bright colors of the monarch butterfly indicate that the butterfly tastes bad and can be poisonous. How does the appearance of these butterflies help them to survive? F. The Indian leaf butterfly is able to avoid predators, while the monarch butterfly warns predators away. G. The Indian leaf butterfly frightens predators away, while the monarch butterfly poisons predators before they can eat it. H. Both butterflies rely on camouflage to avoid predation. J. Both butterflies cooperate with one another to avoid predation. Stop the recording, select your answer. Number 5. The female reproductive and endocrine systems work interactively for which main purpose? A. To maintain homeostasis by removing waste products from the body. B. To release neurotransmitters during times of stress. C. To control hormone levels to prepare the body for pregnancy. D. To exchange gases to support cellular aerobic respiration. Stop the tape, select your answer. Scientists can determine relatedness among organisms by comparing partial amino acid sequences. The table shows 4 partial amino acid sequences from 4 organisms. The chart shows partial amino acid sequence. Organism 1, organism 2, organism 3, organism 4. Which organism is the least related to the other 3 organisms? F, organism 1, G, organism 2, H, organism 3, J, organism 4. Stop the tape, select your answer. Number 7. In the 1880s, Louis Pasteur developed a method of weakening viruses. The weakened viruses could be injected into healthy individuals. How is this method effective in fighting viral diseases? A. The immune system develops antibodies in response to the weakened viruses. B. The weakened viruses attach to unaffected viruses in the host and interrupt the viral reproductive cycle. C. The rate of genetic mutation in the host is decreased due to the introduction of weakened viruses. D. Weakened viruses are unable to enter the host organism. Stop your tape and select your answer. Number 8. In humans, blood type is determined by the A, B, and O alleles. The A and B alleles are co-dominant to each other and dominant over the O allele. An individual with the AO genotype and an individual with the BO genotype can produce offspring with which of the following phenotypes? F, O only, G, A or B only, H, A, B or O only, J, A, B, or O. Stop the tape. Number 9. Which of these best demonstrates mutualism between certain types of bacteria and humans? A. Intestinal bacteria obtain nutrients from the gut and produce vitamin K used by humans. B. Bacteria become resistant to antibacterial medication that humans use for treatment. C. Invasive bacteria at an area of injury produce toxins that damage healthy tissues of the human body. D. Bacteria in improperly prepared food is consumed by humans, causing food poisoning. Stop the recording. Select your answers. Number 10. What is the role of mRNA in expressing specialized structures? F. Making energy available for cellular activities. G. Creating bonds to form biomolecules. H. Producing sugars that assist with replication. J. Providing information to form proteins. Stop the recording. Select your answer. Number 11. A student used a microscope to study 4 members of the phylum Ciliophora. Members of this phylum move when propelled by hundreds of tiny cilia. I will read the names starting from top left. Paramecium aurelia, top right, Paramecium caudatum, bottom right, Paramecium multimicronucleaterne, and last, Paramecium bursaria. Although these organisms belong to the same phylum, they are classified as different A. families, B. species, C. kingdoms, D. orders. Number 12. A mutation in which types of cells would only affect the organism and not future generations? F. Egg and liver cell. G. Sperm and egg cell. H. Nerve cell and brain cell. J. Sperm cell and lung cell. Number 13. In the mid-1980s, an aggressive strain of algae known as Caulerpa was accidentally introduced into the Mediterranean Sea when a seaside aquarium cleaned out its tanks. The algae contains a toxin that prevents native herbivores from consuming it. Caulerpa quickly spread over the seafloor, crowding out many species, including sponges, corals, sea fans, and lobster. Which statement explains the most likely impact Caulerpa has had on the biodiversity of the Mediterranean Sea? A. The presence of Caulerpa within an ecosystem is an indicator of the ecosystem's health. B. The spread of Caulerpa improved the habitat for many species of seagrasses and increased the biodiversity. C. Caulerpa interbred with native species with the same adaptations within the ecosystem. D. Caulerpa became dominant within the ecosystem and reduced the biodiversity. Stop the recording. Number 14. A sequence of a DNA template strand is shown. 3 foot at the beginning on the left and 5 foot on the right. mRNA codon chart, second base on the top, first base left, third base right. Which of these is the correct amino acid chain produced from the DNA template strand? I will not be reading all of those names to you. Number 15. Plant roots have extensions called root hairs. These root hairs are important in the homeostasis of the plant. Root hairs. Which statement best explains the importance of the root hairs to the stems and leaves of the plant? A. Root hairs convert minerals into glucose for immediate use by cells. B. Root hairs decrease the need for osmosis and diffusion in vascular tissue. C. Root hairs prevent water loss in leaves through transpiration and gas exchange. D. Root hairs increase the surface area of the roots for nutrient and water absorption. Stop the recording. Record your answer. Number 16. The Himalayan rabbit's habitat has cold, snowy winters and mild summers. The body is typically covered in white fur, except for the nose, feet, tail, and ears, which are covered in black fur. A scientist shaved an area of white fur on the back of a Himalayan rabbit and placed an ice pack over the shaved area. The shaved area grew black fur. Which of these best explains why the hair that grew back where the ice pack was placed was black and not white? F. The genes for black hair were activated by specific temperatures. G. The white hair mutated to black hair as the rabbit's body temperature decreased. H. The coat color changed from white to black with the age of the rabbit. Or J. White hair only grows during certain times of the year. Stop the recording. Number 17. A small town in the piney woods of East Texas has a soccer field composed of native grasses. The soccer field is mowed once a week. What effect does continual mowing have on the ecology of the field? A. Mowing increases the likelihood of non-native species displacing native species. B. Mowing increases the number of species found in the field. C. Mowing causes different types of communities to form across the field. Or D. Mowing maintains a low species diversity by inhibiting further succession. Stop the recording. Number 18. Which list correctly identifies characteristics that protists share with animals? F. Motile, reproduce sexually, photosynthetic. G. Motile, multicellular, photosynthetic. H. Eukaryotic, motile, reproduce sexually. J. Motile, prokaryotic, multicellular. Number 19. The activities in the cell cycle occur during different phases. In which phase of the cell cycle is DNA replicated? A. Mitosis. B. G1 phase. C. G2 phase. D. S phase. Number 20. The table lists some organisms found in a swamp ecosystem and their sources of energy. Organism, energy source, raccoon. Frogs, bird eggs, fish, insects, snails, reptiles, and plants. Grass carp, energy source, plants and mosquito larvae. Great blue heron, energy source, fish and frogs. American alligator, energy source, reptiles, birds, fish, and mammals. Southern leopard frog, energy source, insects. Butterfly orchid, energy source, sunlight. Eastern mud turtle, energy source, fish, snails, tadpoles, plants, worms, and insects. When constructing an energy pyramid of the swamp ecosystem, which of these would be placed at the top of the pyramid? F. Grass carp. G. American alligator. H. Eastern mud turtle. Or J. Great blue heron. I'm going to stop the recording at this time, and record the last half of the recording on another tape recording. Thank you.